Good morning, children. Today we are going to do the chapter land and soil resources, right? So, land and soil resource we have done already, but still, I think few points were not clear in that. So, I am taking it once again for you. So, the topic is land and soil resources. When we are talking about the land and soil, it means the upper layer of the earth about which we are talking. So, first of all, land is very much important for us, without which we cannot survive. We live on that, and soil is supporting our food system and other things also. Other needs also are fulfilled with the help of soil. Now, how much land, total land area, if we see, that is about um, which we are able to use it. However, only 30% of the total surface area of the earth is covered by the land, and out of which we are using, in your book it is given that we are the land use depends upon the physical, human, and economic factors, and all these things it is given in the review to you. And the first point is given: land provides whatever the land we need for our use. It provides about 95% of all human needs, requirements to fulfill, and about 90% of the world's population live only in 30% area of the land. Rest of the land, where it has gone? 30% land only people are living, that where 70% has gone? That is under the sea, under the river waters, under the mountains, under the that oceans, and under the that you can see that Antarctica, under the snow cover. So we cannot use it, or desert, we cannot use it for living. And so land use, how we are using the land. Basically, if you see the old book, if you are having, you will see in that chapter you have made one pie chart, I think so. So in the pie chart you have seen that how much land is used and in which type. So basically we are using the land into four types, that is factors which are affecting the land use. First of all, let us see the factors affecting the land use. Right? So some factors are there which are affecting the land use. In this, number one is physical factors. Now, which are the physical factors? How the earth is, whatever the things we are using with that is physical factors of a region, such as the soil, which type of soil is there, which type of land is there, which type of climate is there, nature, which type of climatic nature is there, natural vegetation is there, and availability of the water and the minerals, and how it is providing us the benefits. It is considered as the physical factors which are affecting the presence of the human being to use it. Then secondly, who is using the land? So all the things, factors are surrounded around the human being. How that person can use it, physical factor. Now second is river plains. Now river plains means the plains which are made up of by the rivers. When the rivers are coming from the high mountain ranges and they are coming on the slopes, They are just as you can see, the river is coming from here and flowing all around. So it is, when it is coming from up, it is coming with a very fast flow, and here when it comes, it starts becoming like that straight, and plane on the planes when it is moving, it deposited on the both sides lot of material which it has brought, and the planes are made up of that. So these plains which are made by the rivers, so they are called as the river plains, and they are very much fertile and very much important for our human habitation, because the river plains are very much useful for us for agriculture. हम खेती बाड़ी कर सकते हैं इसके ऊपर। सबसे ज़्यादा एलुवियल प्लेन जो है हमारे, या जो हमारे प्लेन डेल्टा रीजन में डेल्टिक प्लेन्स हैं, और या फिर अगर हम बात करें तो दूसरी जगह पे और जहाँ पर भी प्लेन्स हैं इस तरह के, वो चाइना का हमारा हुआंगहो बेसिन है, वहाँ पर भी फर्टाइल प्लेन्स हैं। तो ये हुआंगहो बेसिन, हुआंगहो रिवर ने वहाँ पर बनाया है जो प्लेन, वो हुआंगहो बेसिन कहलाता है। सो वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा फर्टाइल है, दैट इज़ वेरी मच फर्टाइल एंड यूजफुल फॉर द पीपल टू लिव। जहाँ पर खेती बाड़ी, हमारे इंडिया में तो 75% पीपल आर डिपेंडिंग ऑन द एग्रीकल्चर। India is called as the country of the villages or country of the farmers. So that agriculture is very much important. Then secondly, for the use of industries, इंडस्ट्रियल सेटअप हो सकता है। क्यों इंडस्ट्रियल सेटअप हो सकता है? क्योंकि एग्रीकल्चरल एग्रो बेस्ड इंडस्ट्रीज कैन बी सेटअप देयर, just like textile industry or sugar industry or many more industries are there which can be set up here. It is easy for making the railways and roadways also, right? Means the construction of building. क्यों construction of building? Because the people can live there. People are living, liking the place which is climatically suitable and which is providing them job opportunities are there. So the people love to live there. So the construction, जब लोग रहेंगे तो वहाँ कंस्ट्रक्शन होगा, उनके घरों के लिए भी होंगे। इंडस्ट्रीज बनेंगी तो इंडस्ट्रीज का भी कंस्ट्रक्शन होगा। देन रोड्स बनेंगे जिससे कि उनका जाना आना आसान, ट्रैवलिंग आसान हो। रेलवे ट्रैक्स भी डाले जाएंगे वहाँ पर। सो इट इज providing that. Apart from that, there is one more thing, is the alpine meadows that can be used for the meadows, right? meadows क्या होते हैं? चरागाह, जहाँ पर कि हम जानवरों को ले जाकर चराते हैं, right? सो कुछ देश ऐसे हैं जहाँ पर के मीडोज स्पेशली बने हुए हैं, हमारे देश में भी बने हुए हैं, लेकिन हमारे यहाँ कम है मीडोज। हम लोग जनरली जानवरों को क्या करते हैं? छोड़ देते हैं और वो कहीं भी जाके चर लेते हैं। सो बट यहाँ पर क्या है, जो ग्रेजिंग ग्राउंड्स हैं उनको हम मीडोज बोलते हैं। व्हाट आर मीडोज? द ग्रेजिंग ग्राउंड्स आर कॉल्ड एज द मीडोज। एंड अल्पाइन मीडोज are very much extensively located in the world. I have given the question also, some children have done it also, and provide extensive grazing land for the sheep. Why sheep? Because sheep, they are located on the high alpine ranges, mountain ranges they are located. So why they are favorable for the sheep grazing? Because sheep is a hilly animal which can climb over the high mountains with its feet. जो कि फीट है वो उसकी छोटी छोटी जगह पे एडजस्ट हो सकते हैं और वो ऊपर आसानी से चढ़ के जाती है। सो दैट इज शीप ग्रेजिंग के लिए इसको यूज किया जाता है। देन कम्स प्लेट्यूज। राइट, सो द प्लेट्यूज are also important. The India's Deccan Plateau is very much important. They are the storehouse of the minerals. Why they are called as the storehouse of the minerals? Because this the formation you will study in the 9th standard especially, but or in the senior classes you will study out, but still in the short I am telling you that due to the volcanic eruption, whatever lava and other material come out of the volcanoes and it is spread all over the area, and slowly in the time, millions of years, it cooled down and created a very suitable land. The plateau is a table land also. It is slightly having the slope on the both sides, on the all sides, and at the top it is flat, so usable to live it also. Plateaus also are also giving a scenic beauty, very good beauty. Full scenes are visible there. If you go in the south, in the Deccan Plateau, when you will travel to the south, you will see that the train is going between in the caves, and in the tunnels it is going, and on the both sides that there are the mountains and the waterfalls are there, which are very much giving a scenic beauty. Many are there, and people are going to visit that. And so they are densely for example, in densely populated areas, that is the farmlands of the forest, and may be cleared for the habitation. The people have cleared the forest and concentrating the construction of the buildings and roads and railways to meet the demands. That is why I have told you that in the tunnel, it is going tunnel. From where tunnel is now, they have made the path between the inside the mountain. So it is used for making the railway tracks also, and as per the to meet the demand, increasing demand of the increasing population. In USA, another example we can take, that the prairies, that is the biggest grassland of the world, which is prairies and located in USA. Now this grassland they have cleared, and they are using for the cultivation, and basically they are cultivating the wheat and crop there, and they are extensive farmlands. Why they are extensive farmland? They are spread in the kilometers, where if you want to go from one corner to another corner of the farmland, you need to use the jeep, or you need to use the horse. Otherwise, you cannot travel in the whole farmland. In the farmland, extensive farmlands, they are having the processing unit also. Some houses are also there, those who are working there, and the multiple cropping they are doing. They are rearing the animals also, and animals product are also there processed over that farmland, the extensive farmlands. So in that extensive farmland, they are basically growing wheat and crops, wheat and corn. Now, next point comes, that is our uh, the one table is given, right? And the table that is given, the uses of the land basically, right? What are the uses basically they have given in that table? That is cropland, then second is forested area, and then the third one is given um, pastures, and one more is given, that other uses, right? So other uses, what is the cropland? You already know, it is given in that. Then um, pasture land, it is given here. You will find out the question answers of the questions which is given below that. Three questions are given, and you will put tick mark over this table, right, with the answer. Or you can write under the question in the book itself that whatever answer is coming. In the last video I have covered that part, so I am not going to take it once again, right? And then this is the other uses I have not cleared in that video, so I am going to clear. Other uses means construction work, like construction of building, construction of industries, infrastructure, roads, railways, bridges. All these are coming in the dams. All these are coming in the other uses, right? Understood? Now let us come to the conservation of the land. It is very much important to conserve the land, and that is how can we conserve the land? Through the afforestation, planting of the shelter beds, and controlling soil erosion. Check on overgrazing we will do in the next part of the soil. And one point is given here which I want to clear it for you. Desertification. What is desertification? Desertification is a process in which land degrades due to natural processes of human activities. नेचुरल प्रोसेस या ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज की वजह से जो डिग्रेडेशन होता है लैंड का, उसको हम बोलते हैं डिसर्टिफिकेशन. राइट नाउ इट इज नॉट, कैन नॉट बी यूज एनीमोर. नाउ लेट अस सी द सॉइल प्रोफाइल. व्हाट इज सॉइल रिसोर्स? कम टू द सॉइल रिसोर्स. टुडेज टॉपिक सॉइल रिसोर्स. Okay, so soil, the topmost layer, very thin layer, it is very thin. It is, we can touch with our hand and we can say this is soil, right? So this the uppermost layer of the earth, which is known as the crust, its upper part, 3 to 4 feet we can say. Otherwise the soil is 3 to 2 centimeters soil is there, which is we are able to easily pick it up. Otherwise with the digging things we are digging it also, and it is very much important because if it is depleted, to renew this soil it takes thousands of years to make 2 to 3 centimeters layer of the soil. So we must be very much alert about it, conserve the soil resource also. Now soil profile. What is soil profile? The structure of the soil, exactly the view of the different, when we cut the soil horizontally, right? This is soil cut horizontally. Right? When we are horizontally, we are cutting it, then this whatever is present here, it is called as the soil profile. Understood? Now you have already made the diagram of soil profile in the earlier classes when we were doing before the holidays from the old book. So you have made the diagram also of the soil profile. Now I will go in short. The topmost soil is called as the top layer or topsoil. The first one is topsoil. What is the topsoil? This topsoil is made up of clay, silt, and sand. Right? It is very much important because we do the cultivation of the crops on this soil also. Now second part is that is subsoil. Under this part, just as you, if you draw the diagram, you will see that this is the grass and trees are there, over that houses are there. This is topsoil. Below that, this is subsoil. Right? Now this subsoil is made up of the weathered rocks, the clay, the silt, and some important minerals, the mixture of minerals it is made up of. Now what happens when the rainwater comes? The rainwater comes, it seeps down in that. It from here it seeps down into that and collects here. You have seen, noticed that rain is taking place. पानी बरसा बहुत सारा, सड़कों पे भर गया जगह जगह, लेकिन एक दो घंटे में पानी गायब हो गया. कहाँ चला गया? कुछ तो इवेपोरेट होकर निकल गया और कुछ जमीन के नीचे seep down हो गया. So that is collected here. Then third point comes, that is substratum. What is this substratum? Substratum is a part between the, this is substratum, right? Now the substratum is a part between the parent rock. This is parent rock, right? Right, between the parent rock, subsoil is between the subsoil and सबसॉइल एंड बेड रॉक। पेरेंट रॉक को हम क्या बोलते हैं? बेड रॉक भी बोल सकते हैं। बिटवीन द subsoil and bedrock this exists and it is made up of weathered rocks, right? And it is hard area, so we cannot dig more here. And the last part which I have told you, the parent rock or bedrock, and it is very much hard. So this is the soil profile. And now the next point comes the conservation of soil. Soil formation. Next point comes soil formation. We can divide it into two sections. Number one, that human activities and natural activities. Soil कैसे form होती है? Due to human activities and natural process. ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज से कैसे होती है? जब हम किसी चीज की खुदाई करते हैं, राख को तोड़ते हैं तो जो डस्ट निकलती है, जब हम चलते हैं तो वहाँ पे रगिंग होती है एंड दैट इज हेल्पफुल इन मेकिंग द सॉइल, बट इट टेक्स लॉट ऑफ टाइम। आपने कभी नहीं देखा होगा कि आप चल के जा रहे हैं और पत्थर घिसा उसी जगह पर और वहाँ पे मिट्टी बन गई उसकी। इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल, राइट? इट टेक्स थाउजेंड्स ऑफ ईयर अगेन। बहुत सारे आदमी लोग वहाँ से निकल के गए होंगे, बहुत सारा कुछ हुआ होगा, बहुत सारी कटिंग वगैरह करी होगी, उन्होंने पत्थर तोड़े होंगे, तब वो जो डस्ट बनी है वहाँ पर। और नेचुरल प्रोसेस में हमारे आ जाता है विंड, वाटर एंड अदर, राइट? सो विंड जब बहुत तेज हवा चलती है तो वो वहां से रग होकर के जाती है और अपने साथ में कुछ थोड़ा पार्ट रग करके ले जाती है। वाटर बहुत ही हाई स्पीड से जब बहता है, पानी बरसता है और बहुत हाई स्पीड से बह के आ रहा होता है, तो वो भी सॉइल फॉर्मेशन में हेल्प करता है। और अदर प्रोसेसेस में बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, जैसे आपको आगे की क्लासेस में ये चीज़ पढ़ने के लिए मिलेगी। यू विल नॉट गेट इट हियर नाउ। द फैक्टर्स विच आर इफेक्टिंग द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ soil. Which factors are affecting the soil formation? Number one, nature of the parent rock. किस तरह की parent rock है? हार्ड है या सॉफ्ट है? क्ले जैसे बनता है तो वो क्ले किस चीज से बनता है? शेल रॉक से बनता है। शेल रॉक वेरी सॉफ्ट होती है और उससे वो क्ले बन जाता है। एंड देन अगर हम बात करें तो सैंड किस चीज से बनती है? वो सैंड रॉक से बनती है, राइट? और इग्नियस रॉक्स किससे बनती है? जो दूसरी और सॉइल है, आप जो आगे पढ़ेंगे क्या क्या चीज़ें हैं, ब्लैक सॉइल है, रेड सॉइल है, लेटराइट सॉइल है। ये एक टेबल आपकी बुक में दिया गया है पेज नंबर 145 पर। इस टेबल को आप अच्छी तरीके से याद भी कर लेंगे और अपनी नोटबुक में ड्रॉ भी कर लेंगे, राइट? नो क्वेश्चन इज गिवन रिलेटेड टू दैट पार्ट, सो बट स्टिल it may come in the activity, so you can do it as activity. Now the second point is the climatic condition. कोई harsh climate है, cold climate है, किस तरह की climate है, that also affects the formation of soil. Then topography, पहाड़ है वहाँ पे, चट्टाने हैं, प्लेट्यू है, आपका प्लेन्स है, ये भी इफेक्ट करते हैं आपके सॉइल फॉर्मेशन के लिए। देन टोपोग्राफी बताया मैंने आपको। देन ह्यूमस, the dead and decay animals, they are also creating the humus and soil. Then time, how much time is taken? I have told you that in the long duration the soil is formed. So कितना टाइम लगा है? अगर मोटी लेयर है सॉइल की, the layer of the soil is thin, then it is newly formed. और अगर लेयर जो है वो थिक है तो कैसी है? ओल्ड, right? So that also affects the soil formation. Then agents of erosion मैं आपको पहले ही बता चुकी हूँ, wind, water and others. And deposition of material through this, it is called as the then types of soil. Types of soil के लिए आपको मैंने बताया कि ये आप कर लेंगे। Types of soil में आपको alluvial soil है, black and rugged soil है, then red soil है, laterite soil है, moisture, then mountain soil hai, and then desert soil hai. So you will do it from the with the help of table, because lot of things are given it, and when you will read it, then only you can understand. Otherwise there is no meaning of reading it and making the diagram same on the board. So now soil erosion. The soil erosion means the cracking and destroying, depletion of the soil is called as the soil erosion. Basically it is of two types. है तो बहुत सारे टाइप्स सॉइल इरोजन के, लेकिन हमारे यहाँ जो हम पढ़ रहे हैं बुक में वो केवल 2 हैं, आपको दे रखे हैं. शीट इरोजन एंड द सेकेंड वन इज, वीडियो लंबा हो रहा है लेकिन कोई बात नहीं है, ये इस वीडियो को आप कई पार्ट्स में करके सुन सकते हैं, क्योंकि अगर मैं अलग अलग करके बनाऊंगी तो आपको एक ही चीज को ढूंढने के लिए बार बार 2-3 वीडियोस को देखना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. हालांकि इसका सेकंड पार्ट जो लास्ट वाला पार्ट है मैं फिर बनाऊंगी और आप उसको आगे कर सकते हैं. ये वाला पार्ट शीट इरोजन और गली इरोजन हम अभी कर लेते हैं. शीट इरोजन क्या चीज होती है? जब बहुत तेज पानी बरसता है और टॉप सॉइल, जो ये टॉप सॉइल है हमारी, पानी तेज बरसा और ये टॉप सॉइल जो है वो इरोड होकर के चली जाती है, तो इसको हम कहते हैं शीट इरोजन. एक ऊपर की शीट निकल गई, राइट. उसके बाद में दूसरा हमारा आता है गुली इरोजन. क्या होता है? गुली इरोजन, गली भी बोलते हैं इसको, गुली इरोजन. गुली इरोजन में क्या होता है कि यहाँ तो टॉप लेयर गई, अब यहाँ क्या होता है, ये गहरी स्कूप से, स्कूप भी बोलते हैं, स्कूप अप द सॉइल. जैसे आप स्कूप से आइसक्रीम निकाल रहे हैं, स्कूप से कोई चीज निकाल रहे हैं, राइट. तो उसी तरह से ये स्कूप ऑफ हो जाती है और निकल के कहीं जाकर के इकट्ठी, यहाँ पे स्कूप्स बन जाते हैं, गलियां बन जाती हैं, राइट. If you go in Madhya Pradesh on the Chambal Valley, you will find out this type of gully erosion, right? So this is for today, and next part we will do in the next session. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.